Well, summer weather has certainly hit where I live. We're expecting record high temperatures this weekend. So I thought the dolls might want to grill some burgers instead of being stuck in the kitchen. So join me and see how fun and easy it is to make not only some grilled burgers, but they had to start out with some raw ones first. So we're going to make some ready-to-cook burgers and cooked burgers today. Stay tuned and see how fun and easy this project is. Alright, we're going to start our burger patties out by making some raw hamburger patties. And for that we need to make 3 kind of mixes of clay. The first one is this white one. This white one is just equal parts of any white with any translucent. This is going to be the fat in our ground beef, so that's why that's there. Then our red mix. We need 2 parts of a nice kind of a bright red. This I used Primo pomegranate, and then we'll need to mix with that 1 part of a dark red. I used Primo alizarin crimson. These percentages or proportions will be in the blog post. Then we have this mixture, and we want a little bit, quite a bit more of this than this, and a little bit more of this than this. This is the main body of this. And this I had to kind of reinvent. That's why I didn't do this on camera. Because one of my colors that I have depended on to make this type of mixture is, according to several of my viewers, have told me they can't get it anymore. So I came up with a new mix for this. So this is, and again, the proportions will be in the blog post, and I'm looking at my little cheat sheet over here on the side. 2 parts Sculpey Tan. 1 part of any white clay. I think that one's a female, but I'm not sure. 1 part of Primo pomegranate red. A 1/2 part of Sculpey elephant gray. A tiny bit of Sculpey sweet potato. And then 4 parts of Primo ecru. Mix that together until it's well combined, and you'll get this color. Right, now I'm going to make these I'm going to actually cut these in half and bring them out a little longer, because I want these a little smaller in diameter so that I can work with them easier. And this is going to make quite a few meat patties. Come on, let go. This one doesn't need to be very much, like I said. And we need to bring these out into nice long snakes. Yeah. Now we're going to start chopping. That's probably enough to start with. Some people prefer a single-edged razor blade for this step. I do prefer my clay knife. It's sharper and it's easier to control. Mix it up, kind of form it back into a patty. Jumble it up some more, and we're going to keep chopping this until it's really finely chopped. If you feel like you don't have enough of one color, Go ahead and retrieve a little more of that. I want a little more of this dark red. I'm just trying to cut it off the end of there. Chop it up, continue chopping, work it in here. Kind of stir it around. And when you're happy with how it looks, you're going to smush it together and you're going to make a ball. And what I'm looking for is a ball approximately 3/4 of an inch in diameter, which as soon as I figure out where in my mess, I don't see it. I usually have my circle gauge. I'm assuming this is approximately the right size. It looks and feels about the right size. I'm going to take a piece of coarse sandpaper. The sandpaper happens to be 60 grit. You can see I've got clay on it. I use this all the time. And I'm going to smush. And the more you smash your clay, and the more you rather chop your clay, the better it looks. I'm going to smash it down. I want it a little thinner than this, I think. Back in here. I'm going to use my clay roller. Get it just a little bit thinner. And now I have an uncooked burger patty. I could have chopped up that red a little more, but that's basically how we do this. So I am going to chop the rest of this up. I'm going to make little patties, and I'm going to then bake them off at 265 degrees for about 10 minutes. When those are done, I'll come back and I'll show you how to make the cooked burger patties. All right, now we're going to work on the cooked meat patties. And for that we need 2 snakes of clay. This is the same dark red mixture, the 2 parts pomegranate and 1 part alizarin crimson that we used before. Same exact clays mixed together. And then this one is Primo, and I think it's Sienna. I've lost the label part. Fimo Terracotta also works if they still have that in the line. I don't know if they do or not. But we're going to do basically the same thing. Cut this down into manageable pieces, because what we need to do, excuse me, I'm going to try and do this without shaking my table. And I actually conditioned these clays earlier and then let them sit on my table for a while I was eating lunch. Because yeah, making clay food makes me hungry. I don't know. I had to stop and eat lunch before I could continue. Alright, 2 long snakes. And don't worry about it being broken there, that won't matter. And I'm actually going to cut them in half, so I've got more pieces up here. And once again, we are going to just chop them up. And then we're going to mix them. Once again, you want that marbled color. It's just much darker color. Bring it together, kind of shove it together, and chop again. Mix it up and chop. And just continue doing this. And I will try to have the correct name for that clay in the blog post. I will see if I can find it. I got to replace my package anyway, so hopefully I can find it tomorrow when I go shopping. Alright, that looks like it's chopped up enough. And I did find my circle gauge. So again, we're going to make a wad of clay, turn it into a ball, kind of, and you will drop clay bits on the floor. Be prepared. And yes, it's about 3/4 of an inch in diameter. Roll it together, get it formed. Same pieces of sandpaper. And I found the easiest way to do this is just take my clay roller or anything that's got straight sides, just kind of roll it out. And what we're looking for is something about 1 3/8 inches in diameter. And be sure and run the edges along that sandpaper. Then move this to your paper plate. Do this with the rest of this, which is what I'm going to do now off camera. I'm going to bake them at about 265, 275 degrees for about 10 minutes. And then these will need another step when that's done. Alright, these are baked and completely cooled, and we're not quite done yet. I'm going to transfer these to one of my smaller work tiles. This is just like probably a 6x6, I think. Tile, like what you'd put on the wall in the bathroom or something. I love to work on these because if I get messy, I can clean it up easily. Now we need 2 products. We're going to make these look nice and cooked. For that we need a brown gallery glass. I'm using cocoa brown or any other of the glass paints like this, and some brown sand. And a paintbrush that's not a really good paintbrush that you don't mind getting kind of messy. Now, see if my gallery glass is not plugged. Okay, the tip of this one has gotten messed up. Sometimes when I put the lid on these, I smush the top if I don't have it cut back. Whoopsie. Didn't need quite that much. That's okay. We're going to brush that out. Make a nice even coat. I don't want to go very far because I don't want this to dry before I have a chance. Paint another one, and the gallery glass looks opaque now, but it will dry pretty clear. Out of my way. And any brown sand, or you could probably even use a white sand and just put another coat of brown over the top if you need to. Gallery glass is water-based, so it will wash out of the brush, but it can be kind of hard on our brushes, so don't use a really good brush. Get that done. Cap this. And now I'm going to sprinkle this one. I'm making a mess here, but that's okay. And when this side is completely dried, which could take a while depending on the humidity and the temperature and how thick you got your gallery glass, whenever this gets completely dry, I'm going to flip these over, and I'm going to do the other side the same way. When both sides are completely dry, I'll come back and we'll go on and see what we need to do next. Alright, so this has been drying. Actually, it's been a couple of days because I got busy. So now what I've done, dumped all the loose sand off, and then I went through with a crafting toothbrush. And I'm brushing all the loose sand off of each burger. And now since this is just a little bit on the shiny side, and I don't want my hamburgers to be shiny, I'm going to put another coat of gallery glass over the top of each one. And I will turn them over and do the other side also. But the cool thing is we'll still be able to see our colors. And I've got this is an older bottle of gallery glass, so it has stringy stuff in it, which drives me nuts. It does that. All right. Got myself a little bit bigger brush this time. A little bit. I'm going to have to get a paper towel. Oh, I'll do this on camera so you guys can see what to do if you get this. I don't want to get it all over my fingers because I don't want to be a mess, but there. The stuff hardens inside of there a little bit, kind of gets globby. Doesn't hurt the product any, but that's better. That's because this one has sat for, until I used it this week, it has sat for quite some time and not been used. If you have a new bottle, it shouldn't do this. It doesn't hurt the remaining stuff that's in the bottle, it just, you need to pull it out of there. There. And this will just tone down the kind of sparkliness of our sand, because this particular sand has a little more sparkle than some of my other brown sands have in the past. Yeah. So I'm going to brush this over the surface. I'm going to let this dry. When it gets all the way dry, I will come back. I'll show you one more optional step we can do. And then these will be done and we'll be ready to make the rest of our burgers in the following weeks. Alright, so I've got the finish on both sides. It's pretty much dry. It's probably could stand a little more drying time. But the next step I'm going to show you is totally optional. These could be done now. If your dolls are cooking their burgers in a skillet, these are done. But if they want to do some grilling for the upcoming holiday, you know, it's summer, that's pretty easy to do. You need some black craft paint. Don't even need a brush. What we actually need, if I can get this mess off the top of my paint, I'm going to put out a line. I have a double pointed knitting needle. Going to make some grill marks, and once this paint dries it will be matte and it will look like, it's okay if you miss a little because, you know, real burgers, they don't always have the grill marks all the way. I'm going to do all of them. I like to start in the middle. It's a little easier to get them all even, but you don't have to. And you could go back and make diagonal lines if you want to. I'm not going to. I think the biggest secret is try to get them spaced fairly evenly, because remember, your grill would have consistent spacing. That one's way off. That's what happens when I'm not paying attention. That's not too bad. And after this paint, whoops, I did not start in the middle. After this paint dries, just turn them over and do the other side. So I am going to finish these last two. I'll let the paint dry and then I'll come back and we'll see how these look finished. Alright, so I have our grill lines on both sides of our burgers and I think they turned out really cute. Of course, like I said earlier, the grill lines are totally optional. If your dolls are going to cook their burgers in a skillet, you can leave those off. But I think they turned out really cute. This is the first part of a multi-part project. I'm not sure what we're going to do next week, but we'll do something to go with these next week. So be sure and come back for that. Be sure and check the blog post because there'll be some better photos there than I could put on the video. If you haven't found my Facebook page, I would love to have you come join us over there. The link is always in the description box. And I'll talk to you next time. Bye.